So, guys, welcome to World Chess Championship game number 14th, and this is the last game of the series. Whoever wins the World Championship. If it's draw, then you go to the tie breaks next day tomorrow. So, this is Liren versus Domaraju Gukesh. Let's just dive right into the game. Ding has the white pieces and Gukesh has the black pieces. So this is very important game for Gukesh because he has black and he just has to hold this game somehow and try to even draw it if possible. Because anyways, he had to obviously fight because tomorrow, if there is a rapid game, if there's no conclusion in this game, Ding is clear favorite for the rapid part of the tournament because he is clearly one of the strongest rapid player and he's number 2 in the world, I guess. So it was a clear favorite till now that Ding could have won it if it goes to tie breaks. So it was very important for Gukesh to play very solid. Until now, we know that it's 6.5, 6.5, 14 games has been played. 13 games has been played, and both sides have won 2 games each and lost 2 games each, and other games were draw. So this is the 14th and the last game down to the wire. It's all on this game. So let's see what happens. And Ding opens with knight f3, the reti opening, and this has been the highlights of World Championship, where this is the opening that has made differences. Both the sides have played it and both have got good results with it. Gukesh has also won with Reti, and Ding has also won with Reti. So in a way, Ding was also kind of mocking Gukesh that, hey, you played it with against me a few games ago, so I'm gonna do the same and just throw you out of the prep, because he thought that he will open with c4, which is Ding's go to opening, but that did not happen, and we get ready opening, and Gukesh just clearly responsive with d5, and now we have the ready opening basic moves, and d4 comes in early, and e6 to protect the center, and this c4 is c5 is also to break the center. Eventually you take on this pawn, but then you can capture with the queen, or the sorry you can capture with the knight, or even go c3. So now castles, and Ding is always very careful about castling, and very careful about his safety and playing safe. So he does that pretty early. And now c takes d4 and knight takes d4, and now comes knight g to e7. Now when you have two knights on the board which can go to the same place, same position, you say it like this, that knight on g5, g, knight g, e7. So those are new to chess, they would not know this notation. So I just want to encourage a lot of other public as well who are not mainstream into chess to follow chess and to know how the notations are done. Notations is the point where the piece is in the board. That's how you write down a notation. And the players also, whenever they move, they have to write it down what they moved, not necessarily with the same hand or the same finger, because in chess there is also a rule that the hand you use to play is the same hand you have to use to press the clock after you play. So it's the whole process of playing chess is you move the piece, you press the clock, and you can write down the move. Not necessarily write down the same hand. You can use the other hand, you just writing with other hand and playing with other. That's fine. But same hand, same clock. Same hand and clock also with the same hand. Same move, same clock. Okay, too confusing. Anyways, you don't have to worry about all this if you don't play over the board. If you play online, the system take cares of everything, and it's all automatic. Even the threefold repetition is seen by the system as itself. So you don't have to, in over the board chess the rules are quite different. You have to memorize everything. You have to see that if it's perpetual or not, you have to take care of all that. The arbiter also can't say anything in between. He cannot indulge into any game. The player has the responsibility of doing all these things. Let's take the FIDE rules later. Talk about the FIDE rules later, and we get c4, and the knight takes d4, and queen takes, and now other knight jumps in and attacks the queen. This is to actually get a tempo as well, because knight comes in, and also your bishop is kind of freed in this situation. Now bishop can also jump in here somewhere. So now knight queen goes back. So when the queen goes back, there is a move wastage, and in chess we say that tempo means the initiative of the move. Like let's say when white moves first, it has the tempo, so now it has the momentum at its side. Right now it seems like black has the tempo, black has the momentum. Now queen has to go back. He has to play the same piece again and again. In opening we don't play the same piece again and again unless we have to, but grandmasters do because they're grandmasters, and sometimes they even play the same knight back and front and here, because they know positionally what is correct. We can't as weaker players. So now d4 goes in by black. He just tries to push one more square and gain the center, and the other idea would be to go e5 later, and so Ding just stops that and plays e3. And now the bishop comes in. As we said, the bishop is free to move now. The bishop gains this extra protection for the center of black, and you can also take, but then once this bishop takes, you can also take the bishop and ruin the position for white a bit. So that should not happen. So Ding takes on d4, and now bishop takes, and now knight is developed. Mind well, see, for black bishop is very strong, so he should keep it, and he should not exchange here. Once you do this, you can do this, take here, and but this is like bad pawn structure for white, but then it's good for black, right? It's not that great for both sides, as I said, but black somehow is clearly good because it can castle as well. You can take with the knight and not the king, so that you can castle. And also this is a bit not that great, but then again, in this position none of the sides could have won, and this would be very unpleasant. And so also you want to keep your black bishop for black, which is the strongest one, and for white bishop is the strongest one. As you can see, it's fianchetto shadow as well. I'm sorry I have to make this very basic for newer audience that is coming up. If you're an advanced player, obviously you should know all these things. And now knight comes to b and just castle from Gukesh. He's also safe now with his king. Now comes the move that starts everything. Now let's say the tempo is with again Ding, which is white pieces. Now he has to take the initiative to create something in the game. And the first move to the chaos is knight to b5, attacking this bishop, and you have this bishop attacking this knight as well. So you can take away two supporters from this two supporters for this bishop, which is queen is guarding this bishop and this knight is guarding this bishop, but now you have two attackers here. But if you take away this knight, now you have just only one attacker left. Like suppose, oh, if you place this something, now you take the knight and then you take the bishop, and now you're just piece up. Obviously the grandmasters are not going to fall for it, so he takes his bishop back here, Gukesh. Now here there is a chance to just take the queen away and exchange the queens and have a simpler middle game, but Ding does not do that. He plays b3. Gukesh also had the chance to exchange the queens, but he doesn't, as we have seen in the previous games as well. Gukesh will fight on, and he wants the game to have some conclusions rather than just taking away queens off the board and uh, exchanging pieces and going for a draw. Ding would certainly want a draw. And a6 is played, which is again the top move by engine as well. It's best move in the position where you just want this knight to just go away from this point and just not be annoying here. And like uh, like for black, it wouldn't be that great if the knight was here. So he just brings his knight back to c3, and now bishop goes back to pinning this knight and to this rook. Now if the knight moves, the rook can be taken. Also, this is a hanging piece, it has no protector. So now white is also uh, white also has to protect this knight somehow. So he just plays bishop to b2. Now this is a very good position for white when you have two fianchetto bishops looking over the board on both sides, and you just wish that this should be cruising for white, because the engine also gives plus 2-9 advantage right now for white's position. So now e5 came in. As I said, e5 was going to come in the game because you want the center, and you are also protecting this bishop thrice now. So queen goes to d2, also preparing to maybe put your rooks here. Maybe this rook comes here and this rook can come here. So white was also preparing something. Now bishop, which is the last piece which has to be developed, comes into the game to d6, and now you can see plus 5.5 for white. Again, the white has great position. It has almost the center. White has some edges, but sorry, black has some edges, but then it has to play very sharp. And we have Gukesh on the other side, guys, so he's not a normal player. So now the knight jumps into d5, just trying to exchange this as well as put some pressure on the center, and also disconnecting one of the pieces that are protecting this bishop, and also somehow grab the pawn later. So now comes the drastic move, guys. Over the games, this b5 push, b4 push have made the difference in the game. This is the second move of the chaos that was created, and this just broke the position free. You can see here, still at this point, it's plus 3.5 something for white. So white is winning still here in this position, because this knight is placed very well in the center. It is guarding so many points, and you have this bishops, you have this queen, you have so much going for you. But now black comes in and he says, wait a minute, I am Gukesh from India, I play b5 breaks. And now what happens with this is, you and me, we weaker players would never even think of this, because you are making this available for white. Because once you let's say you play this, or maybe you check here, you just have this discovered thing on the knight, and the knight can't move, and you also have a check. So you just take this and take this, and look at this, the momentum is still with white. Engine, don't look at the engine. So this is what is called discovered threat. But Gukesh says, no, let me play this anyways, because nothing is happening. As you can see, the white knight has not many places to go. It can't go here, can't go here, here. Won't make sense. If there was something to capture, then discovery would make sense. But yeah, that's how Gukesh plays. Once you take this pawn on c5, and the pawn takes back, again in this situation you can't just move your knight, because this threat is real if the knight moves. Once the knight is there, then it's fine. You take with b5. Now the knight moves eventually, because Ding thought there is no other place where my knight can go, where the discovery can come in. Now here you can attack, but the other thing is, because the thing is, this pawn, if you take, this bishop becomes a loose one, because this is also pinned. Two attackers on the bishop. Queen is the only one protecting the bishop. So eventually Gukesh takes it, saying that you know what, doesn't matter, because let me just flip the board here. Gukesh says, you know what, this doesn't matter to me, I'll take it anyways, because the thing is, you take here, and now you have the winning move here, because you can just take the bishop, and if this takes, take bishop takes, and you are happy here with bishop, knight, and one extra pawn versus two rooks, and this is a winning position for black. So he just took this, and he did not care if the bishop is taking this. In case you want to take this, then you can just go here, grab the bishop, and you think that, hey, you know what if the queen takes, uh, this rook is also going, right? So what if the queen takes? Now you take back with this rook instead of this rook. So now you're out of your threat, and also you're threatening the other uh, rook of your opponent, and this bishop is doing nothing over here. So this was the tactic used by Gukesh. He said, like, you know what, anyways, even if you went with your knight here, I just take your knight anyways, and do not care about this tactic. So Ding does the right thing. He takes the knight, and now you take the bishop. Now queen takes, because you had to take with the queen, because your queen was hanging, by the way. Here your queen is also hanging, I forgot to mention that. And so the queen takes, and now rook comes on b5 to protect this pawn, because every pawn is important in endgame. And now the thing is, you think that this is free pawn. No, but if you take this pawn, suppose you take this pawn, your pawn structure is quite ruined, and now you have a hole which is white squared, and your opponent's bishop is white, so you would not want to take this. You would want him to take it, but you won't take it. The queen can also jump in, and it's bad if you take the pawn. So sometimes position is more important than material. So Ding just comes to the center with this rook threatening the queen. Now queen goes to b6 and not anywhere else. Why? Because when the queen comes to b6, it attacks the bishop as well as pins here on f2. This pawn can't go ahead because it's pinned. If you don't know what is pinned, like king is under check, and you can't move this pawn, because then you can capture the king with the queen. So normal players would know what is a pin, and so he cannot move this pawn. Also, he can now take this pawn, and you cannot take with this pawn, you have to take with this pawn. So you are also gaining one extra pawn in this position. So now bishop has to go back. Mind well, again, that is not making much difference, but you are gaining something or not. I'll tell you later why was that important. Now bishop goes back to f3, protecting itself, and now pawn takes. See, pawn can't take, this pawn can't take, so other pawn has to take it. So takes on g3, at g3 happens, and now you just push this pawn, blocking this pawn from moving forward, because once you move forward you can also end pass. This is called end passant rule, which is you don't allow your pawn to go here, but you can do that only in immediate next move, as I've said before in the videos as well. And if you're a normal chess player, you would know this. If you don't know this, Do watch my other videos where I try to explain some things about chess, and also teach you some advanced level chess stuff. Well, you can also get memberships for that. So now, anyways, Ding plays this a4 move, and mostly people say that this is not a good move. Why are you letting it to end pass and take one of the pawns out? But overall, I see that this makes sense for Ding, because Ding is someone who is pushing for a draw here, because he knows if he draws this game, he he will definitely win in the rapid formats. So he is pushing for a draw here right now, and this has been his attitude for most of the games, except the 13th game where he had to just come back. I think the 12th game, sorry, where he had to just come back and he was down the game, and there we saw just flawless Ding, who was just winning everything. But here he did not see any initiative to win, so he was like, "Let me draw this. Let me exchange everything, because now you take, and then everything is equal. This pawn may fall, but then three pawns against two pawns, and even the rooks if are exchanged. This same color white bishop. I mean, somehow it can be draw, because sure, it was a great possibility. So eventually in the game also, this happens, and now you end pass and the rook takes, and now you have g6. Now why g6? Because you want to put everything on the white square and not allow the dark square to be dominated, because you have a light square bishop. This is the format every grandmaster follows. So now comes queen in the center, trying to exchange. Again, Ding is going for the exchanges. Ding is going for the draw. If you exchange the queens, it's even closer to the draw. But Gukesh says no. He has always uh, agreed to not exchange the queens and not go to the equalist position. So he just goes to p5. There is no advantage of p5. It's just keeping the queen on the board. So now b4 comes in. Uh, Again, he's just offering this pawn now. He's now like, you know what, Gukesh, you don't want to exchange the queen, I will make you exchange the queen. Even in the last game he was like that, when he just had to put this b pawn, c pawn, he just advanced, and he was like, if you don't want to exchange queens, I'll just exchange those pawns and make it a draw. So Ding was very aggressively trying to push it towards a draw. Wow, aggression towards being draw, that's great. Yeah, it's like you want peace treaty, and then you just forcing people to just sign this peace treaty, and it's like that, being aggressive to sign something peaceful. So now Gukesh had to take it, because now it's an extra pawn, and you don't want to deny the queen even more, and then just let the pawns push ahead and ahead, and the rook also supporting it. You don't want that, right? So you just have to take a hit for the team, and take that pawn, and then just hope that if you have that one pawn advantage, you can somehow make it. But again, this position is totally a draw. Now we take the rook, sorry, take the queen back with the rook, and you have another trade coming in. Ding totally very aggressively going for the draw, and here rook comes in and a8, and now you just have to exchange this, because again, this is a pin. uh, you can't move the king ahead and thinking that he won't take, because he will take, right? You have to come back again in, so you don't have to waste those moves. So Gukesh takes on a8, and now bishop takes on a8. Now you have g5. Why g5? You'll know in the next move. Just grandmasters play all the moves very perfectly for a reason, because now bishop comes to d5, attacking this pawn actually, and also aggressively finding the draw. But for you, you have to avoid that draw. So what you can play, if you play something else, this pawn is attacked, right? Because next move you can see, now bishop goes to f5. Now this way you just avoid that exchange. You want to keep your pieces on the board, thinking that, you know what, I'll play on, let's see what happens. Again, you have to make like 7 moves, and Ding has 22 minutes on the clock. Gukesh has 53 minutes on the clock. Time was never the issue in this game. So now rook goes to c1. Now the idea is to come to c7 and pin this pawn and take this pawn. So now king comes up, and now rook comes to c7, and now you see this also pin, and now you're taking this pawn. But remember why g5 was played: to make room for bishop to come back and sit here on g6 and protect this pawn. Now you can't take it, because once you take, you lost the bishop. So he just comes back and sits here. This is how grandmasters play. Gukesh is not giving up. He's like, no, even for one pawn you have to fight a lot. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up my bishop. I'm not giving my pawn or rook in this position. So now again, aggressively trying to exchange pieces. White is so desperate to draw, and now rook again goes back and checks the opponent, and king goes up. Now rook goes here, and now you have h5 a push. Here Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand said that, you know, somehow you have some ideas where you get h5 and then king here and then pawn push and then king sits here and then pawn push. You have amazing things going on ahead, and you can still be in the game. The thing is, black cannot lose from this position, but white is like, has to play very perfectly to draw this. Obviously in theory it is draw, but then again, you never know that one of your pawns survives, and somehow it can be a miracle. So whenever this position is even set in the computer somehow obviously draws it. You can never win in this situation against the computer. So now rook goes to a4. Rook comes here to just threaten this bishop. Bishop goes back to f3. And now the same idea that was discussed, like king going to h6 and going ahead. Now king going back, and now we have certain moves where you just want this pawn here, and you're also coming here with this pawn. Now attacking the bishop. Now bishop goes back and attacks the rook. Rook goes here and attacks the bishop. Now bishop goes back, and king comes to g5. The same idea. Now the thing is, if you like check the king, you can just push this pawn and protect yourself, as well as push the pawn here. The king is actually safe in this cocoon, and it's protected by his diamond formation of bishop and pawns, and the rook can just swing around and just keep checking, and you will stay in this game. At this point 40 moves are obviously over a few moves ago, and both players have a lot of time left on the board. So that did not happen. He didn't check, I think. Yeah, he played f3 just to exchange this pawn and take more and more pawns away from the board, so that you have draw quickly. This is what Dink wanted, and Gukesh goes to f5 anyways, protecting this pawn twice. And in this position Dink could have gone here and this would have happened, but this was still again draw. But Dink said, no, let me take more pawns away from the board. And now Gukesh captures it with the h pawn, which is very important, because you capture with the h pawn, which is your side pawn. Now you have two pawns which are comparatively nearer to the center and not on the sidelines, so you have some chances still. 0.1 chance it's written here by the engine, 0.2 if you have stronger engines. And now rook goes to b4, bishop goes to f7. Again, every move is very important in this endgame, very very important. King comes to f2, and now a check. King goes back, king comes to the center, f6, and now a check. Now we go back again. Rook goes to b4. Again, if you repeat these moves you can have a draw, but no, Gukesh goes to e6 with bishop, and now Rook goes to a4. So rook also attacks the bishop on b7, and now bishop goes to a8. This is somehow Ding actually went into a bit of trouble because now your bishop is only confined to one single file. He could have gone behind here, or maybe played a different move, like played to c6 he would have played, but he decided to go back and put your bishop to far end. And now king comes to f6, and now rook goes to f4. Again, Ding is just trying to draw. Now king comes up forward, thinking that you can have some gameplay. You can just push the pawn. Uh, so now rook goes to f2. And guys, in chess and in life, there always is a moment where you are like, you know what, nothing is happening, nothing is happening. But there are some people who just don't give up. Guys, never give up, because this can happen. And this is a blunder by Ding. Rook goes to f2, because now if you exchange the rook, king takes the rook, and now you have bishop to d5, which is an excellent move. I think brilliant move. It is the best move of this tournament, of this match, and because this bishop, I said that it could have gone here on c6. If it was on c6, it would have just gone at any direction. But now that it is pinned on this own alone file, you take the bishop, king takes, king comes up, you go here, king goes back because it has no other place to go. You come up, and there is a win for black, because even if you want to go here, you can just push this pawn, and this is again winning. Uh, so the king was this is what happened in the game. This blunder was made, and rook was exchanged, and now bishop comes here. Forced move again. King comes up, and king goes to e5. And now Gukesh just knows the end game, how to play this. Ding knows it. Gukesh had a smile on his face, and guys, we have the newest world chess champion. At this point, Ding just resigned, and Gukesh becomes the 18th world chess champion, and also the youngest world chess champion at the age of 18. Congratulations to Gukesh, and this has been a wonderful game. He never gave up. He believed in himself. He just believed that I want to play chess. I want to go along and keep going. And even after 40 moves were over, you had a drawish position where nothing was happening. He kept on going, and he never gave up. That's the thing. This is the fighter Gukesh we know. This is the one who defeated a lot of grandmasters in the past, and we were like, you know what, this position Gukesh would not never win, and he just kept on going and won the games for India. Now he wins it for himself, becomes the world chess champion. His age old dream of being a world champion, the youngest world champion, at the age of even 13, when he had an interview with Chess Base India, he said that he wanted to become one, the youngest world champion, and he is now there, sitting on the seat, becoming the world champion. Tears were in his eyes, and even mine when I saw that live. Uh, Octo was also very emotional, obviously, and it is a great pride for our country that Gukesh has won the World Chess Championship. It was my privilege to have met him twice in the past, and guys, I don't know how to say this, but like in 2022, DreamHack Hyderabad, I met him and Arjun as well. I met other chess players as well, but at that point, I told Arjun as well as Gukesh both, let's say separately, that you gonna be we're like all the best, and you're gonna be the world champion someday from India, world chess champion. I wish you become one. the next world champion, and I had no idea at that time who was going to be one, but I thought one of those two will, because they had a death match over there and they were like playing amazing. And the next day I met them and they were like very, very, let's say, they were teenagers at that time, 16-year-olds, and they were very glad to meet all the fans. And they were like, thank you so much. And I had a talk with Arjun as well. He was a very, very polite person. And I look at these two people and I was like, no, I see something in them. I wish them all the best. And obviously, millions of people have wished them all the best. But then, see, this is how the pattern of the universe goes, where even one person is somehow uh, filling the puzzle for you. Even one of my wish would be coming true. I never know that. There's so many chess players. I met so many grandmasters. Not all of them I wish them, but obviously for Indian players I have a soft spot, so I wish them. Uh, and I look at that gameplay, and they were doing amazing overall. So I thought that one of them will become a grandmaster, a world chess champion. So, and one of them did. I'm really glad that that happened. And also met Gukesh again in 2023, and he remembered me. He was like, yes, we've met in DreamHack. And that was very surprising for me that he meets so many people and still remembered me. So, and we had a game, and I have posted a video also in this channel. You can watch, and I've just linked this video as well, me versus Gukesh. It was really bad. It was like 1 minute versus 5 minutes or 3 minutes, I guess. I had 3 minutes and he had only 1 minute to play. It was an amazing game. We were equal, and then I blundered my queen. So spoiler alert. But yeah, he's a terrific player. At that point, I was like, you know what, this guy is gonna be something someday. And again, I wished him like, you will become the world chess champion. Ah, oh man, this has been a very bigger loop that has been closed in very short time. And it's just 2 years of time he has become from a teenager, 16-year-old playing chess at the highest level, to becoming the world chess champion. And I really can't believe this. uh, Thousands of congratulations to Gukesh, as well as I just want to say that thanks a lot for Ding as well. Ding has been amazing in this match so far. All the 14 games, he has been amazing. He had his ups and downs, but he always came back. He always fought. In this game, he felt like he was very frustrated. He was very tired. All these games, he just wanted to end this game and go into tie breaks. So, in a way, his body language was always like, you know what, draw this, draw this, draw this. And he was not trying at all, because Gukesh tired him. Gukesh was like, I was not never gonna lose from this position, and he just kept pressing, and at the ending, Liren just gave up, because this is how you tire your opponent, to just think about this one move where you just make that blunder. And trust me, guys, Rook to F2 will be remembered for many years to come in the future, where Gukesh becomes the world champion and he realizes it that he has become one. So thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure, uh, and thank you so much, guys, for watching this review. Please do subscribe to the channel and like the videos, and I will keep presenting videos as far as you guys watch it. And guys, the memberships are also on. You can select any tier that you wish to. It's very low to higher, and both are there. I do also make educational chess videos that I'll be presenting in my membership plans, so you can check out that later. You can check out the Kazakhstan vlog as well of the last year's world championship that I went and saw Ding and Nepo over there, and met Ding, and he was the sweetest person at that time. Very less words he used. Nepo, I didn't get to meet because he didn't meet anyone. But yeah, I was also like biased for both the players, but for Gukesh, I had more softer sword. So well played, Ding, as well. We will never forget Ding chilling from this World Championship, and we will never forget the fighting spirit that Gukesh gave. So thank you so much, guys. It's been lovely. It's been wonderful. I'll keep streaming, and do join the streams. Bye bye, guys. Octo, mission accomplished.